I visited the farmer behind the brand, Tricia World Mushroom, who started mushroom cultivation just a few months ago. She began her mushroom cultivation in a small space and has since experienced great success. Meet Mrs. Patricia Azubike. How long have you been into mushroom cultivation?
Not quite long. I started this year, to be precise, like 4-5 months ago.
Okay. In this video, Mrs. Tricia shared vital information with me, including her journey, the processes involved in mushroom cultivation, the cost of production, the difference between homegrown mushrooms and wild mushrooms, how lucrative mushroom cultivation can be, and many more exciting discussions about mushroom cultivation. What can you say inspired you to get into mushroom cultivation?
Okay, what really inspired me was I started hearing about mushroom on radio where they said you can cultivate it in your room. Okay, and then the health value. These are the two things that motivated me. You understand? Because from what I heard, they said, and then I did my findings and I discovered it was true. Mushroom prevents growth of cancer. It takes care of high blood pressure, blood sugar. It regulates the immune system and so many other things. There are so many testimonies. You can use it for any meal. There are so many, all your food practically. And then lately in Nigeria, the Mushroom Association of Nigeria, they said they are going to make it that for every drugs in Nigeria will have some percentage of mushroom.
Which means mushroom is actually very, very medicinal.
Very, very.
To her, the journey of mushroom cultivation has been really interesting, and this has fueled her zeal to do more in this aspect of agriculture. I have a question. Have you ever thought about the best medium for growing mushrooms? Is sawdust enough? What medium do you use in growing these mushrooms? Medium or substrate? I think I've seen sawdust already, and you've made mention of sawdust.
Yes.
Is there any other thing?
Yes.
We will definitely find out later in this video. But for now, let's go back to her journey.
Like seriously, it has been so interesting. It's worth it. Because since I entered into mushroom, I've not stopped. I was actually doing some other things, but when I ventured into mushroom, I'm like, this is what I've been looking for all the while. It's something that it's something I love doing. It gives you time, especially the fact that I can do it in your house. Like I'm a mother, I'm still growing my children. My children are still like coming up. So it gives me time to take care of the children, take care of the house and all that. So
you cannot you won't say mushroom cultivation is stressful?
It's not. It depends on how you're looking at it. For me, it's not stressful.
It's not stressful.
You understand? It's not stressful. I enjoy doing it.
Okay. If you are a full-time mushroom farmer, how many hours in a day do you think it will consume? That's from your time in a day. How many hours do you think taking care of all these things will consume? Okay,
apart from the production stage, if you want to produce like I'm doing now, I'm producing, do you understand? You can bring out like 1 week for production. It depends on the quantity you want to do. So me, I bring out 1 week to produce large number of mushroom. As in the sulfates, the bagging and everything takes like 1 week. Depends on how you want it, okay? Then subsequently, like after this production stage, I'll just leave it for 3 weeks. 3 weeks, I'm not doing anything. I can go for my business and every other thing. I'm free. So when these things start fruiting, you just dedicate like 1 hour to it. You just come out in the morning, clean the environment, harvest your mushroom, water, and you're good to go. Just 1 hour is okay, maximum. 1 hour is okay for the day.
So from the time of production, the mixing of everything to the time of harvest, how long does it take?
Plus or minus 1 month.
1 month.
Yeah.
So within 1 month, one can start harvesting.
You can start harvesting, and you harvest every day. Depends on how you're taking care of it.
Every day for how long?
Every day for like 2 months plus. You're harvesting every day. Yes.
There are many types of mushrooms grown commercially, with the most popular being white button mushrooms, shiitake, oyster, and portobello. Each requires different growing conditions, substrates, and care. What type of mushrooms do you cultivate?
Okay, we have two types of mushroom. I have two types of mushroom I cultivate. I cultivate the oyster mushroom, the edible one, and then the ganoderma mushroom. That one is strictly for medicine or for like taking off, maybe for people that takes tea and all that. You can take it in place of Lipton, Nescafe, and the rest of them.
The oyster,
They know ganoderma,
okay.
also known as reishi mushroom.
Reishi.
Yes.
Okay. Then what about the other one?
The other one is the oyster. You eat it, it's also made, it's edible, and then it's medicine too. As you're eating it, you're eating health. You know, it is said if you don't eat your food like medicine, you eat your medicine like food.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
Yes. So it's delicious and it's healthy.
Okay. So comparing the two of them now, you said this one is ganoderma and the other one is oyster. Comparing the two of them, which one would you say is easier when it comes to production?
It's same process.
The same process.
Same process. The only difference is when you're going to the sawmill to get your sawdust. If you're going for ganoderma, you look for hardwood sawdust. You ask them from there, and they will show you the difference. And then if you're doing oyster, you go for softwood. And then another thing is the difference too. Is the spawn, like I said, the seed. Oyster seed is different from ganoderma seed. So those are the two differences. So but for the process and everything is the same.
Okay. Now and even their harvest period too is the same. Okay. What medium do you use in growing these mushrooms? Medium or substrate? I think I've seen sawdust already, and you've made mention of sawdust.
Yes.
Is there any other thing?
Yes, we use sawdust. Like, you know, mushroom grow on waste. Okay. So we use sawdust. We use rice bran, the chaff from rice. Okay, we use rice bran, sawdust, and then a little quantity of sodium carbonate.
And what does that one do?
It's balance the pH. So you mix the two together with water, bag it, and that's the first process.
There are processes involved in the successful cultivation of mushroom. It is also necessary to know that mushrooms are sensitive to contamination. Cleanliness is vital to avoid bacteria or mold growth on the substrate. Okay, we will still get back to the process, but I want to ask something. This, what is the difference between these ones being done artificially and then the ones we get from the bush?
This one is highly hygienic. This one is far better because this one you are careful. The environment is very neat. You don't allow anything to get into the place. Like you were there when I was doing some of the I showed you when I was doing some of the things. Everywhere is neat. You understand? Unlike this other one in the bush, so many other things can crawl on it. It's exposed to bacteria and all that. But this one is not like that.
Okay. One of the major questions running through the mind of an aspiring mushroom farmer is the cost of setting up a mushroom farm. Mrs. Tricia will share more about that later in this video. Now, can you please give us the rundown of the processes this thing passes through, like from the moment you think of, okay, I want to get into mushroom farming? What is the first process down to the harvesting process? Okay,
the first process is you get your sawdust from sawmill, you get your rice bran, and then, like I said, the limestone. So when you've gotten these are the three first items you get. Then you mix the three together with water, bag it. We call it the bagging system. Okay, you bag it. Then after that, you steam it. We call it the pasteurization. You pasteurize it to kill every microorganisms that is present in the mixture. Okay. Do you understand? Then after that, you allow it to cool off, because if you introduce your seed while the thing is still hot, it will kill the seed. Okay. So you allow it to cool before you initiate your seed. Okay, wait, sorry, I want to cut it short here. This pasteurization, how many hours does it take? The pasteurization period? Okay, it depends on the size of your sulfate. When I say sulfate, I mean the mixture. Okay. It depends on the size. Okay. So normally it takes between 3 to 5 hours
3 to 5
Yes,
hours.
on high heat. You can use firewood, you can use gas. But if you're using firewood, you have to be around to be putting the fire at all times. Don't allow the fire to go down.
Checking the cost of production and everything, would you advise someone to use firewood or to use gas?
Because gas is expensive now, but for convenience, gas is better.
Okay.
But if you want to maximize cost or to minimize cost, you use firewood. That is if you'll be around to be checking it. So make sure the fire doesn't go out, and make sure you have enough firewood before you start. Okay? So but if you don't have all those time to start putting firewood and all that, I'll advise you to use gas. But for gas, you don't use a normal cooker. You use high pressure gas. This industrial gas. That's what you use.
Okay. Then you made mention of the cooling off. You said after pasteurization you allow it to cool off.
Yes.
How long does it take? If I am in a hurry and then I just want to do my thing fast, how long do you think I should leave it to cool off?
No, for mushroom you can't be in a hurry because you have to follow the process accordingly. If you think you're so much in a hurry, every other thing you have done, you may mess them up. So you have to wait. You allow it to cool off before you can go about and do your business. Maybe if you're the person that works, you can, as you come back in the night, you can do your seedling, as in fixing of your spawn or introducing your spawn. You can do it when you're back, or you do it early in the morning. And just choose the time that suits you. Do you understand? Yeah.
If you want excellent results, you will definitely need to give in your time. The same applies to mushroom farming. It might also interest you to know that successful mushroom farming requires understanding environmental control and disease management, which may take time to master. Okay, now continue with the processes. After cooling off, what next?
Okay, after cooling off, like what we did here, you initiate your spawn, also known as seed. After the spawn, you pipe it. You put your pipe, then put your foam, then use rubber band to cover it. The essence of that is so that air can go in, and the foam, why we are putting foam, is to filter the air that is entering. Okay. That's the reason we're putting foam. Okay.
Then after which, what next?
After which, you just leave it in a dark room. It doesn't stay everywhere. Yes. That process I just explained to you is called inoculation process. So after inoculation, you put it in if for instance you want to put in this kind of room, you make it dark. You understand? You make the room dark, and the air that is entering will not be that much. You understand?
Why should the room be dark?
Because that is the best position for it. It's not as if you can't put it to other places, but to get a maximum result. Okay. Do you understand? You make the room dark. Then when the thing has fully colonized, everything will turn white. It's to show you that the seed has really got into it. And then when that has happened, you will now remove that foam, because the thing needs space to start fruiting. You remove that foam and take it to a fruiting house. Or if you still want to make use of that house, maybe you don't have much space, you will now open the room so that air, do you understand, cross ventilation can come into the room, and you have light. It needs a lot of light to grow.
I want to know, what are the challenges you face as a mushroom farmer in mushroom farming?
For now, I can't say for...
I
don't believe there is. Well, the truth is there is no journey without a challenge anyway, but I'm not seeing it as a challenge. Whatever I see, I just see it as a stepping stone to move on. That's me.
If I want to start mushroom farming now, is there any specific space that would say this is the medium space you would use to start?
Like I said, depends on the capacity you want to do. If you have a small space, you do in small quantity. Do you understand?
In mushroom cultivation, accurate measurements are essential. Mrs. Tricia shares how she carries out her measurements.
I was trying to explain to you, when you bring your sawdust and all that, all those things, it has percentage. You don't just, whatever percentage, whatever quantity of sawdust you are using, you use the 30% of rice bran. Do you understand? If for instance you're doing 100 kg of sawdust, your rice bran should be 30 kg. Do you understand? Yes. So you can decide to say, okay, I just want to do 50 kg. So that means your rice bran should be 30%. Should be 30% of whatever quantity of sawdust that you're
Okay,
using.
like if let's say we're using maybe like made mention of 100 kg
Yeah.
of sawdust. The rice, you said it's bran, ba?
Rice bran,
Okay,
yes.
the rice bran should be 30% of 100
Yes,
kg.
yes.
Okay, so if it is 50 kg we are working with, it is 30% of
30%
50
of this,
kg.
yes.
Oh. Let's say I want to run I want to start with maybe 100 kg. How much do you think is needed to use and then pilot it?
Okay, for like the sawdust is free. So when you go to those places, even those people, they want you to come and carry it. Everybody will be calling you to come to their space and carry the sawdust. It's free, it's just a transportation. The rice bran is almost free. But those people that brings it, we buy from them because they're taking it as their business, and it costs them more money or transport to bring it down from the mill to this place. So the cost is not much. So the only area we're looking at is the spawn, also known as the seed. Do you understand? It's that one that's what I know that the price is a little bit high.
What is the price like?
We can talk about that later.
I want to know, do you think mushroom farming is becoming that popular?
It's getting popular because people are beginning to value mushroom. You know, initially we were just thinking it's something we get from the bush and this and that. You know, with the latest discoveries now, we have discovered that mushroom is healthy.
Mushrooms are rich in vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and protein, making them a healthy food choice.
There are some adults, they say from 40 years and above, you don't eat red meat. There are some things you're restricted to some food, okay? Unlike mushroom, you can use mushroom to replace those meats that you're not eating. And it's very delicious. If you take fresh mushroom, you're eating it, looks as if you're eating chicken. And you're eating dry mushroom, it looks as if you're eating this intestine, you know. It's delicious, and you can use mushroom to make any food.
What is the demand like? Do you think it's in high demand as at now?
Very well. It depends on how you can site your market. You know, whatever you're doing and you don't introduce yourself, people will not know. People are looking for mushroom farmers. People are looking for mushroom. The market is big. And then those who are into it for now are still small. Do you understand? So the market for mushroom is big.
Which people can you say these are your major customers? Do you sell to individuals, direct consumers, or maybe restaurants? Or
I sell to direct consumers. Market women. There are so many women waiting for me to bring mushroom to them. Yes. Some of them have been asking, when will I bring for them to start selling? Even around my neighbors, what I produce is not even enough to take care of my neighbors. People are coming around. People are just coming and looking for. Even last night, as at night, somebody came to knock on my door to ask for mushroom.
So, I think at this moment I'm part of your neighbors. So when next you harvest, you should let me know.
It's all right.
So I want to know, is it lucrative? Can you say mushroom farming is lucrative?
It's very lucrative.
Very lucrative.
Very lucrative. And for mushroom, apart from buying the finished product, you can also buy the sulfate bag. Buy it and keep in your house. You'll be watering it. As you're watering it, it will be coming out and you'll be harvesting and taking care of yourself and your family.
Can you set this mushroom stuff in any environment at all?
It needs a conducive environment. Like this place, you know, this place is not tied. But because I can't just use the floor because of the dust and all that, so I had to use nylon to cover it. Do you understand? You can't do it outside open air. So you have to create an environment for it to grow because the heat affects it.
The place where you set these things up, are there treatments that you
Yes,
carry
I
out
do.
there?
I fumigate the place before I start.
Okay, what is the fumigation process like?
Just a normal thing. I just bought all this insecticide and then fumigate this environment before I start. And before I start doing anything again, I still need to clean. Do you understand? Sweep, clean, and make sure the place is okay. Because if the environment is not conducive, mushroom will not grow.
So if the place is not well treated, they will not grow. They can be contaminated.
Yeah, they can be contaminated. And then when you come, you see the bag start turning green. You know it's contaminated. You just discard it because the more you keep it, the more it will be contaminating other bags.
Now, are there things you do to maybe improve the growth of this fungi, or is it just after the normal?
Just follow the due process, and that is it. Just follow the process, and you keep learning, keep updating yourself. Do you understand? You keep learning because If you're not updated, you'll be outdated.
Yes.
You keep learning here.
The substrate you use, and that's the medium, the rice bran and all that. After harvesting, and then you are sure that they are no longer growing, do you reuse it or you discard it?
Yeah, I discard it.
Okay. How do you know that they are no longer growing? Is it will there be any sign, or it
will stop fruiting? And then sometimes some spores will be coming out from it.
Okay.
You understand? You just know that this one will finish producing. Yeah.
Currently, do you run an online class?
I'm thinking of starting one.
If somebody wants to get into mushroom farming, what advice would you give the person?
I will tell them to start immediately. It is a business that they will do and they will not regret. And the profit is high, very high, yes.
Okay. For those of you watching, her phone number in the comment section. I will pin it there in the comment section. So if you want to reach out to her, you can reach out to her using the number on the comment section.